What's up, YouTube? Okay, thank you for watching this video. And if you're looking to how to quit smoking weed and you want specific advice, watch videos number 4, 5, and 6 have the most specific advice on how to quit. This is just like more motivation, and it's for people who might be skeptical about quitting. Maybe they're not sure, and whatever, just more motivation. And also, just so you know, I haven't smoked weed for 4 years and 2 months, and I'm also 100% sober from everything. Okay. So now, one of the things I want to mention was, you know how people always defend weed by one of the first things they say is that it's all natural, it grows from the earth, and they try to like defend it by saying they're not doing anything wrong. In fact, they give me the impression that they are so like into nature and they're so into like they'll this is the things they'll say. It expands my mind. It helps me figure out who I am. It really helps me find myself. Yada yada yada. And it's all natural. Grows from the earth. How can it be bad? It's natural. It's like God put it here so we can get high basically. And but anyway, they defend weed talking about how natural it is from the earth, and they talk about how it helps you discover who you really are and all that stuff. And anyway, since you spend all day devoted towards smoking weed, for instance, you wake up kind of late because you smoked last night and weed makes you sleep longer than usual, and because you have that lifestyle, you don't really go to bed on time, you just go to bed late. So you go to bed late, wake up late, start with a wake and bake, then probably scrounge up some money, call your friend up, hey, you want to blaze, go down to his house, just like a whole cycle. And then your whole day is kind of devoted to weed, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're a true pothead, your whole day is kind of evolves around weed. So you really, and then when you bring up stuff about nature, you really give me the impression, you really try to give off the impression that you are a huge fan of Mother Nature and your environment, and you care so much about like nature and your environment, and pretty much like you smoke weed because or like if you found out that smoking weed was bad for nature, or if that smoking weed was contrary to what nature wants, that you would stop because you care so much about nature, like almost like that's what's driving you to smoke weed because you're such a pro nature person. um, Anyway, yeah, you have me convinced that you're pro nature, pro earth, pro environment, and 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 then you're hang on, man, everything's all messed up. Okay. And anyway, if you're so into nature, then why do you support this? You rip a perfectly good plant from the dirt, hang dry it, kill a perfectly good tree, which is giving us oxygen, and then light it on fire, which creates smoke up into the air. People all over the world doing this, creating smoke up in the air, harming nature, harming the environment, and then and creating secondhand smoke for all of us. And this is not your air, this is our air. So it's like if you really care about society too, it's like you're contrary, you're contradicting yourself. And so you're killing trees, and then you're polluting the air. And if you're so into nature, and you're making it sound like you would do whatever is in nature's best interest, and you make it sound like you do whatever's in nature's best interest. And if you found out you were doing something that's contrary to nature, you would stop immediately and be desperate to find out what nature wants you to do and do that instead. Um, and also, you say like, oh, it's all natural and it's good for your body, or it's all natural. How can it be bad, dude? Yeah, weed plant growing in the dirt, that's natural, okay? But for man to come by, rip it out of the dirt, and dry it up, and then purposely light it on fire and inhale the smoke from that fire, that is not natural. That is totally not natural. Humans were made to inhale oxygen and exhale like carbon dioxide. We're not invented in any way to inhale smoke, which is why our body naturally coughs the first time you inhale smoke. And even after you become a pro smoker, you still cough. Like your body's like, what are you doing? Like, are you serious? Like, what the heck's your problem, man? I don't want smoke in my lungs. It's like backwards, dude. It's like I don't know, man. It's like throwing water on your keyboard or something. Your keyboard's not made to get wet. It's like it's backwards, you know. It's not made for that. So you're doing what? So when you say you're all into nature and it's all natural, no, it's not, man. You inhaling smoke, that's probably the opposite of oxygen. I mean, I don't know what the opposite of oxygen is, but um, I know for sure that oxygen and smoke are not similar, dude. As far as the things that you could put into your lungs, man, it's like the only time you should be inhaling smoke is if you're standing near a barbecue pit or a bonfire, and even then, you might not even notice, but you are naturally like moving around, avoiding with the way the wind's blowing that smoke. Because if it's in your, you're just like, you just like you don't even notice you're doing it. Probably your body is doing that. It's like natural instincts. Um, and so when you smoke it, it damages everyone's air. How selfish of you! You know, it's not your air; it's everyone's air. And if nature could talk, it would probably cuss you out. If nature could, it would dislike you and your ways, and you would and when you damage yourself, I mean, nature won't like that either because nature's nature. I mean, health wise, I mean, when you smoke, it damages you like in all these ways, whether you want to admit it or not. Health wise, scientifically, mentally, socially, and it even shows up on your skin, and it even damages your future. And of course, when you're doing things wrong, you're not going to admit it. So I don't expect you to go, yeah, you're right. I expect you to defend yourself. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It makes me feel better. It like helps my health and it helps my everything and helps me do this and helps me that. You know, when you catch someone stealing, they don't go, you caught me. They start making up lies, you know? When you catch someone cheating on his girlfriend, he's not going to go, yeah, I was cheating on her with you, babe. I apologize. He's going to go, what are you talking about? No, I dropped my ticket and then she picked hers up and we went to the movies together. It just looked like that. Um, Making up excuses. So that's just natural for you to defend yourself, bro. Um, anyway, and what else was I going to say? And your body would hate you too. You act like you think you got it all figured out, ignoring the obvious truth, which is smoking weed is plain old bad for you. Bad for your body, bad for your brain, bad for the people around you, bad for your future. Yeah, you will ignore every obvious sign, every lecture, anything that says smoking weed is wrong, which would mean you have to be wrong. You are wrong, and which would mean that you've been doing things the wrong way for years probably, which is hard for someone to admit to. So you're current, and also would mean that you're currently messing up right now, and you don't want to be like, dude, I'm not wasting my time. I am right. Like, there's no way I'm wrong. Like, because then you'd be admitting that, dude, I've been wasting my time for years. And then, and as smart as you are, as smart as you might be, and all that God-gifted talent that you may have, um, all that God-gifted talent that you might have, you reduced yourself dumb enough to believe in this totally bogus, totally biased research on the internet, I might add. And just so you know, just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's like official or true in any way. I own like over 30 URLs, like .com names, meaning I could think of a cool like wallets and cell phones.com. If it's available, it costs $8 on GoDaddy.com. Go to GoDaddy.com, give them your debit card number, you could buy a domain name for $8, and then you could put whatever you want on there. And just so you know, you could even rewrite what's on Wikipedia. I can go on Wikipedia right now and rewrite everything about marijuana. I could write my own review and submit it, and it'll be the first thing that pops up when you go to Wikipedia and look up marijuana. I'm not kidding you. So when people read stuff online about conspiracy theories and about a totally twisted idea of how this really happened, and especially like medical research on marijuana, they think, oh, it must be true because it's on the internet, and that means nothing. And anyway, let me go on. I mean, I have websites of my own that have stuff on them, and I could put all kinds of stuff. I could put I could put President Obama's a homosexual, and some like kid out there might believe, oh, I saw it on the internet, dude. It must mean it's true. All right. So anyway, you like as smart as you might be, you ignore like all the millions of research is done that say weed is wrong and weed is bad, and all the people that you've come across to tell you that, you know, it's wrong and you're ruining your life. And you will filter all that out, block every 100% of it, not even consider any of it, and only like agree with and listen to and give any sort of significant or I don't know, a value to the opinion that is biased towards what you believe in, which is anything that says that weed is good. And just so you know, for every one research that says anything nice about weed, there are literally millions of researches for every one, millions of researches that say something bad about weed. And for every particular research done on this one particular subject or whatever, like one specific research, there's probably thousands done that discount what it's trying to prove. So if one's saying smoking weed will make your brain cells will make more brain cells and make you smarter. If there's one research done that says that, there are literally thousands that have been done and tested the exact same theory and prove it to be false. Like, no, that's impossible. It actually kills your brain cells, okay? And the people that do that research are probably potheads, okay, or somehow weed related. They're biased towards weed, I'm sure. And they probably do it a million times until they finally get one that can be a whatever. Okay, so anyway, millions of discount the point. All right, and sorry, man. And also, just so you know, when you smoke weed, you contribute and you support bad people. And let me explain what I mean. I'm not talking about like what you heard on those PSAs a while back. I'm talking about like there are good kids out there right now, right? There are like some good fresh kids like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, nice to meet you. Like, yeah, let's go play on the freaking swing set. And, you know, they're probably like 13, 14, 15 years old, and they're going to continue to be good kids, you know? But then one day, someone brings some weed along their path, and I'm not kidding you, weed makes you a negative, bad person. It really does. You just be like, you go from like, hey, what's up, to like, what do you want? What? Like, you just become this a-hole. But not only that, eventually you start smoking weed, and then you just become this real dim, real low-key, real like shady kind of like burnt out personality, and you're no longer this bright, smart, energetic, enthusiastic kid like headed towards something nice. It's like now you just kind of like, if anyone's parents see you with their kids, they don't want you around their kids, you know. And then eventually you might start selling weed. That good innocent kid might start selling weed, and there's this kid that I grew up with, right? 16 years old, murdered over weed. 16 years old, by his friends actually. Long story, but murdered over weed. No, I'm not kidding you. And he was selling weed. And so yeah, you support stuff like that, man. You support gangs because gangs got to sell something, and they all sell weed. You support good kids going bad, so it's like you're saying, yeah, you know, someone's got to sell this stuff to me, so eventually some good kid's gonna start smoking weed, and then eventually that kid is gonna start selling drugs, and then he's gonna become a bad kid, and that kid could eventually get put in jail. You support dropouts, you support birth defects, you support drug dealers, you support just the bad guy drug dealers, and in the situations that create. You support bad scenarios, you know, you just support bad scenarios. There's scenarios out there, situations out there where kids are being peer pressured, and kids wind up smoking weed somehow. And you know what? And I am not kidding you. I had I would smoke weed with about like 15, 20 kids, and we're all good friends. And my video's gonna run in like 1 minute, so I don't have to do 2 videos. Watch part 2 or whatever. But here, listen to this. And this is totally true, 100%. I'm not making any of this up. We're all good kids. Half of us are in like gifted programs and magnet programs. Okay, some of us got addicted to cocaine. Like there's 2 people out of my group that start smoking weed every day, and before you know it, they tried cocaine one time, and then they really liked it, and then they just kept going back to it. I know kids that start smoking speed or doing meth every day, and they still do meth today. It's been almost 5 years. They look so sucked up and burnt out. I feel so sorry for them. Some went to crack. I know 2 kids that went to heroin. They weren't really part of my crew, but they were like a acquaintance crew. And we all went to school together. I had 6th grade with one of these kids, and he's a heroin addict now. Weed is a gateway drug, whether you want to admit it or not. I got 5 seconds. Watch the next video, okay? I'll see you there.